It's time now for the award-winning #1 local talk show in Northeast Pennsylvania, The Sam Lesante Show. Now here's your host, Sam Lesante.
Well, welcome to the Sam Lesante Show, folks, and once again, thank you for making the Sam Lesante Show the #1 talk show in Northeastern Pennsylvania. I really appreciate it. You know, we try to bring a lot of information to you, and I appreciate the nice comments. And today's show is going to be a great show because we're going to talk about a person and what we can do to help people. And that's what we're all about, helping people. Joining me today, no stranger to the show, is Dave Pedri, who is the CEO of Luzerne Foundation. Dave, thanks for coming on the show.
Sam, you're always so nice to us. Thank you for letting us share our story here. I appreciate it.
Well, you know, it's redundant. You guys do great work. I mean, that goes without saying. You know, first of all, how's mom and dad and everybody?
Everybody's good. Everybody's good. Just at home watching the SSP TV online all the time.
Now we're talking. Now we're talking. Okay, we're gonna show a video.
Please.
Okay,
Yep.
A great video. And so, why don't you tell our viewers what they're going to be watching?
So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be watching a new documentary that the Luzerne Foundation has put together on our dear friend Pasco Schiavo. Pasco was 3 words that doesn't happen very often. It's a lawyer, he's an entrepreneur, and a philanthropist. When Pasco passed away in 2018, he set up his will to support the educational and philanthropic pursuits of the Hazleton area and Weatherly area. He donated his funds to the Luzerne Foundation and trusted us to keep his legacy alive. And if you watch this video, we hope that you'll see what we're trying to do with Pasco's funds, how people can get involved, and hopefully maybe it inspires other people to get involved as well.
Okay, enjoy the video.
Annual Pasco Schiavo Forum. Have a round of applause. This is our 3rd year of giving out $150,000 from the estate of our dear friend Pasco L. Schiavo to support causes in the Hazleton and Weatherly area. I want to thank you all for being here today and listen to the presenters for 3 minutes and 3 minutes only. No. Hi, I'm Dave Pedri. I'm the President and CEO of the Luzerne Foundation. This is our 3rd Pasco Schiavo Forum here in Hazleton, and every single time I'm surprised. We have 25 presenters here today. We have 67 grant applications, actually, and we're able to cut it down to 25. You know, from the foundation side, we're honored to stand with Pasco Schiavo. The fact that he decided, hey, I want to do good things in the community, and I want to do them past my death. I'm going to go to the Luzerne Foundation because they're going to continue my legacy. That's a heavy burden to carry, but it's one we do very easily, and I think we do it well. It's up to us to be the hub for nonprofits in Northeastern Pennsylvania, and I think it's exactly what Pasco would have wanted. Everybody who presents will receive a $5,000 grant, and it's up to you guys as the board as to who will get the $10,000 grants. And we're going to hopefully be able to provide 5 of those to the nonprofits as we move forward. This year we had a diverse group, 17 nonprofits in the Hazleton area, a place where I'm born and bred, where I work with on a daily basis. We've never met them before. And then you hear the presentation and you hear the passion and the voices of the people who are doing these nonprofits, and I'm always moved by it.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me here to present today.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity.
I'm the Public Information Officer for Hazleton City. We want to have a connection about local lands and waters and all that live within.
We have a food choice pantry, which is one of the only food choice pantries in Luzerne County.
They also learn more about the businesses and organizations.
I had no idea how many people and how closely connected the Hazleton and Weatherly areas are, and how, if you know one organization, you get to know all of them.
If a woman comes to us in need, we see that she gets what she needs. Well, if you speak to any founder of a not-for-profit organization, we didn't get into it to ask for money and to seek help. We wanted to see the world change. We had a vision of what it could look like, and that's what we wanted to do. And a professor that I had at King's College, years after I had been in her class, she asked me, is it everything you thought it would be? And I said, no. She said, well, what did you think it would be? I said, I wanted to watch rainbows and change the world and see miracles every day. And she said, and what are you doing? I said, I'm asking for money all day.
Long-term care for children with disabilities is greater than ever before. These people, the nonprofit organizations that were sitting side by side, being fortunate enough to be invited to this group, feel so grateful. A grateful heart, having never met this gentleman. But knowing that his legacy is being carried on because of the stewards of the money in the room is so powerful. And to think like you're actually talking to him. Like I felt like if he was sitting there and had money to give out, that I would be able to connect with him and explain to him the need. And by way of being here with these other worthy nonprofits, it's like we're sitting here having a conversation with Mr. Schiavo. I hope he's smiling down when these gifts are awarded, and not only now for the future, because he left a legacy that will probably outlive all of us. That's another very powerful thing of what philanthropy could do. So we're grateful to be a part of this, certainly grateful to be in the room with these amazing nonprofit organizations.
That's one of the unique things about the forum too, is because when we have them, you'll have individuals who have been in the fundraising and development career for a long, long time. But then you also have these small little organizations, whether it's the local fire department or police department, just speaking from the heart, just speaking from the front lines, really.
It's $5,823.
My name's Brandon Cressman, and I am the fire chief of the West Hazleton Fire Department. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of cost that takes into effect before we can actually go out and help the community. A fire truck, for example, is $1.2 million. Even before we put the equipment that's needed to help the public or the community. And then we start talking about our fire gear that we put on during when there's an emergency, which costs us anywhere between $5,500 to $6,000. That's including the helmet, the coat, the pants, the boots, the gloves, and the flashlight and the hood that we have to put on. And that's a lot of the administrative costs that we are faced with and have to deal with on a day-to-day basis in order to provide top protection to the community in the surrounding area.
We went into this grant process being new. We did not want to be bold and walk in saying, give us the absolute maximum amount of money you can throw at us. So we went in with, I think, an appropriate sense of humility and being humble so that we could end up perhaps outfitting one firefighter with some new gear.
Then when we actually received the letter here, we were just ecstatic. We were blown away because we received the $10,000, which was the full amount.
We were elated. In fact, the email that I sent pretty quickly right after to Jessica at the Luzerne Foundation was, I almost just fell out of my chair. My hair stood up on the back of my neck. I thought it was a typo, and it wasn't. So that's how we felt about getting the $10,000.
We are very thankful for the Luzerne Foundation along with the Pasco Schiavo Foundation for awarding us the full grant through their association. This allows us to provide protection to not only our firefighters, but the 5,000 some members of our community that we serve and its surrounding communities.
A Schiavo Scholar receives 2 years of financial support here at Penn State Hazleton. I became a scholar in 2023, and finding out that news, it was just groundbreaking. My mom was ecstatic about it. College is a struggle for everybody, and as much as I wish it was affordable, I am so blessed to have this opportunity. My mom is a single mother, so to have her receive that news and be relieved of so much financial burden, it is something that I cannot express how grateful I am. As one of the many Schiavo recipients, I speak for the group when I say we are so grateful and so thankful for the future you have given us.
it's really inspiring to see how one person had the best interests of his hometown and wanted to benefit it in perpetuity. So our hope and our goal is to not only transform the community, but inspire other people like Pasco to do the same in their own areas. And that's really where I see real change and real impact happening.
Pasco Schiavo is everything that I want to become. He's truly a North Star for me. As I've gone through this process to learn more about him, I'm finding the person who I want to become. And I can relate in so many ways, coming from, a need, starting here locally. I don't have children of my own and I'm trying to build a legacy. My children are my community, so I'm trying to leave my community, something they can be proud of. So just watching what he's done is inspiring, and I'm looking for ways to complement that. And if I can achieve just a fraction of the success that he did and the impact to his legacy, I'd be very proud of that. So there's one thing to see a name on a wall that somebody donated. It's another thing to see the legacy living in real time.
I have to do something about it for the betterment of our society, for the betterment of that person, and so that person can be a happy, successful person and enjoy the American dream and be successful in the American society.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that video. We're going to talk a lot more about Pasco, but other things that we could be of help for, my friends. And remember, it's not a matter of spending thousands upon thousands. It's a matter of just helping. So hundreds of dollars help, and we're going to talk about that right after the break. Welcome back to the Sam Lesante Show, folks. Once again, it's ssptv.com. My email, sam@ssptv.com. So if you just tuned in, I highly recommend, we show the show a number of times, our YouTube channel, and of course our website. Joining me is Dave Pedri, who is the CEO of Luzerne Foundation. We just saw that video with Pasco. When you meet people and you know people, sometimes you wonder, God's been good to a lot of people, okay? And I'll never forget a person saying to me about when they went to church and, I have to give this donation, I have to give the envelopes. I said, well, it's very simple. I said, it's a simple thing. You stop giving to God when he stops giving to you. Right. Okay? And the guy looked at me and said, you SOB. He said, well, it's simple. So God blesses us in many ways, Dave. And when you sit, you see it every day.
Of
you
course.
just shared a story about this person that you gave a scholarship to. Before we get to those individual things, looking at Pasco the man, right? Okay, you knew Pasco. I always knew Pasco. We had a lot of great conversations together. He was sincere. He was blessed. But then he was able to say, look, you said at the end is I got to do something.
Correct.
Okay, so what did he do?
So what Pasco did is Pasco had vision right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. And obviously, he had a significant amount of funds. He was a real estate investor. He did all these different things, but he had vision. And he didn't just say, hey, listen, this is just going to go to one thing or this is going to just stay in the family for years. He's saying he loved northeastern Pennsylvania. He loved the Hazleton area. He loved Weatherly area. So he said, I'm going to do my part to make sure that those places continue to succeed. And we're so honored to be able to continue his legacy.
What were some of the things that you've already done from his donation?
So far from Pasco's donation, we've provided over $200,000 to Penn State Hazleton for young individuals called the Schiavo Scholars. And these scholars most times are individuals who are first generation college. So I'm blessed. My parents were college educated. I was in a position, but there are so many other kids out there that really have no sort of model or vision of ever having to get to college. Pasco's provided those scholarships. We provide funding for fire departments. We provide funding for nonprofits. We provided funding for children and youth and for helping those kids. all of these different things that we're trying to do every single day. You know, a significant donation was made to Hazleton Meals on Wheels. And we think about our seniors and who's helping them. Pasco always made sure to take care of Hazleton, and we're going to try to keep doing exactly what he wanted to do.
How does one apply for a grant? Is it?
So that's why I'm happy to be here today, because at the Luzerne Foundation, we had only one opportunity where you could apply for some of these funds before. But now on the Luzerne Foundation's website, that's luzfdn.org, you can actually go onto the Luzerne Foundation website and actually apply at any point for some of these funds. It has to be a nonprofit. It has to be someone who supports the Hazleton and Weatherly area. But you can apply for small grants, big grants, and every 3 months we review all those opportunities.
Oh, in the Luzerne Foundation, as we discussed many times, there's giving and taking.
Sure.
Okay. The giving is for anyone who wants to donate something to Luzerne Foundation. We talked about this one person who called me from Pittsburgh who saw us on YouTube, and he said, Sam, he said, I have $5,000. He said, I really want to make it work for someone. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, just go to Luzerne Foundation. I said, and there's areas there where you could call up, give Dave Pedri a call. He has a great staff. And believe me, that money will be used. He said, because I want to make sure that I could use this. He said, I said, but you know what? I think his name was Jim. I said, Jim, even if it was $100.
Sure.
Some people, you know, just want to do something to help. Because you help a lot of people.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, if people that are in need, if they're, you know, give me some of the areas that people that are in need things.
So if you look at like scholarships for one thing, Sam, I mean, like, and listen, no gift is too small, because we give out 85 separate scholarships at the Luzerne Foundation every single year. Now, some of them are very significant. The Schiavo ones are some significant dollars, but the bulk of them, $800 to $1,500. And not only are you saying to that kid, hey, listen, I believe in you, I helped you along your way, but what you're giving that kid is someone who said, you know what, I'm putting my name next to yours. And you're giving that kid a little bit of a motivation. So for $800, $1,000, you can really make a difference in somebody's life. So I appreciate you sending that individual over to us. His $5,000 will go to somebody who really needs it right here in northeastern Pennsylvania.
And that's see, I know so many people, they say, Sam, I don't mind giving, but I want to make sure that it's going to be used and not burned up by, you know, administrative costs and stuff like that.
I always say about the local nonprofits. So I mean, listen, we work with the national nonprofits, the big guys as well, and they do phenomenal work. But I like the local nonprofits who I can say, hey, listen, I know exactly where this money's going. I work with these individuals. I know they know what's happening and how they help our people right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. That's what we're always trying to connect them with. And whether it's the best thing that I do at the foundation is to connect people with causes that mean something to them. Okay, so if it's maybe I know you love your dog so much. Maybe it's animal rescue. Sure. Maybe it's the local SPCA. Hey, you know, I was just working with a great organization the other day who helps individuals who are affected by cancer to make sure that women have the ability to freeze their eggs if they're affected by cancer. Local organization, opportunities that are out here, right here in northeastern Pennsylvania.
It's amazing, you know, when I first had you on the show, I've heard about the foundation. But I knew nothing about it. I didn't know the workings. I didn't know how, you know, the thousands of people that you affect, you know, and I'm just saying it's all big money, big millions of dollars, and I don't have millions of dollars. Not realizing that those $50 and $100 really add up, don't they?
Without a doubt, Sam. I mean, listen, I will be the first to tell you that we've been in business now at the Luzerne Foundation for over 30 years, but for too long we were the best kept secret in northeastern Pennsylvania. God, yes, yeah. We were set up by some very generous and very just appreciative of some families that have set something up. But we're now expanding to that. And when I took this job at the foundation, I told the board, I was like, listen, if you want me to deal with a small number of people, that's not me. But if you want me to deal with anybody who wants to do something good in the area, then we'll come on in. Same thing that you're trying to do here every single day at SSPTV. You're trying to reach the people who really need the help here.
Well, you know, it's interesting because what you said about helping a lot of people, and this is, you know, as I talk to different people, and, you know, when we started the station was to bring local information that, you know, we call it the neighborhood programming. And now Wilkes-Barre's been great. We've increased our viewership at 32% because what happens is they want to know what's happening in their backyard, Dave, you know. When I was looking at the Luzerne Foundation, there's different areas where people, if they need help in the heat, food, or
Sure.
what areas are they?
Well, there's always different areas. So, I mean, first things first is we only give funds to nonprofits. We will never give a fund to an individual person because I need to make sure that that money's spent appropriately. So even our scholarships, I always say the scholarships, the money goes only to the college where that individual goes. Because I know what I would do when I was 18 with $1,000. I don't know if it's going to be going for books.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? But we said the money's directly to the colleges only. So we work with families all the time and we work with individuals all the time. If there is a need in the community, what we do is we connect them with a nonprofit that provides those services. The Luzerne Foundation is really the hub for the nonprofits in our area. We'll never give an individual person a check, but what we will do is support that nonprofit people.
But they could apply.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay, so if you're going to college or if you need something, you could apply, and then there's different...
All the information's on our website. It's open for anybody. It's not a who you know. Everything is a blind. The names are blacked out. We're only going on merit alone. And now some of our scholarships are incredibly specific. You know, some of them they want a field hockey player from St. Rocco's Church, you know, but most are a northeastern Pennsylvania kid who's just trying to do something good for the area.
Well, you see, you mentioned about, you know, specifics. If I'm, you know, which I'm a dog lover, no question about it. If I want to give a donation, I want to say, look, I want this to go and help, you know, the animal shelter. I want this to go and help people who have cancer. I want this to go and help people who need, you know, you told a story about this dental hygienist girl,
Correct.
okay? Share that story with us.
So we recently have been working with the Fellerman family. They lost their daughter Ava, and in her honor, they set up a scholarship in order to assist young women from Wilkes-Barre area, where Ava graduated from. First off, a beautiful thing because they took something that's horrible to them, and when they could be looking inward, they're looking outward. This young woman came to us, and she got this scholarship to be a dental hygienist. She has nobody. She's in the foster care system her entire life. She doesn't have parents, doesn't have grandparents, doesn't have siblings. She's in the foster care system. She's going on independent living, which means they're trying to teach her how to have their own apartment, have a checkbook. I think about when I was 18, or I look at my own 17-year-old son, like how is everybody going to make these things? That girl has had nobody ever help her along the way other than government workers and other nonprofit workers. We provided her a $1,500 scholarship to become a dental hygienist at the Luzerne County Community College. Now that's a job she'll have her whole life. She broke down in tears, Sam.
Oh, I'm sure.
Sam, because I mean, like, so, and she said to me, I can't believe, I'm a nobody. I can't believe that you're doing this for me. And I said, listen, we believe in you, and the Fellerman family believes in you. And this is what we're trying to do here. They made a difference in that girl's life. And I always tell every scholarship recipient, I tell them the same thing. We're very appreciative. We can't wait to see where you go. But remember, at some point in your life, you're going to be able to give back to somebody else. And that's when you pay it forward.
And as we showed at the beginning, the story about Pasco Schiavo, okay, for those of us who knew Pasco, we don't even need to see that video, but those of us who didn't know Pasco, what a great example he set, okay?
Correct.
And he believed in what he did. He was a very gracious person. I always had fun with him. We always, you know, joked around. He wanted to make Hazleton his own county.
Oh yeah.
I forget. Did he write a book or something?
He wrote a book about trying to make Hazleton his own county, and he did the research. I mean,
yeah.
He believed in the Hazleton area. He believed in the people who came from here, and he always believed in education, and he believed in giving somebody an opportunity.
Boy, and he did a lot for this area in education. But it was, I remember 1 hour we were spent up at the top of the 80s one day, and we were just, you know, talking about, and he had everything to detail, you know. And at the end, I says, boy, Pasco, you're really serious about this. I says, you're damn right I'm serious about this, you know. But, you know, it's, you know, once you know what, you know, this foundation, Luzerne Foundation is all about and all the great things you do, you know, there's a lot of people who wouldn't hesitate, give me $50 or $100, and I'm, you know, there's a giving and taking here, you know.
Listen, we can't all be Pasco Schiavo. I know I'm not. I mean, like, we can't all be in
Come on, you got millions. You and your dad probably have millions. Come
Listen,
on.
I haven't seen it yet. But they are, without a doubt, he is the inspiration, hopefully, for people out there to say, hey, listen, I can't give at that level, but just help that one person who you possibly could.
Exactly, and your website tells it all. Right?
Please,
Yeah.
get to our website, give us a call.
What else is new and exciting? Anything?
Just keep working at the Luzerne Foundation, try and get information out there. We help nonprofits every single day. If you're trying to do something good in Luzerne County, give us a call.
And it's all on their website, my friend, and we'll put the website up there for you. Go to the website. Remember, sam@ssptv.com if you have any questions or any comments. Dave, it's always keep us informed what's going on. We like to share the good news.
We will. Thank you for always having me on. Every time I'm on, I get stopped. I saw you on the Sam Lesante show. That's where we should be doing it, but I appreciate you doing it.
When they say, you know, he's a lot nicer looking than you, you're out. Okay. Hey, listen, look, how about this? My son and my daughter and my wife, we had a birthday party. They have this Sam Lesante.
Awesome.
Isn't that
That's great.
something?
That's great. I love the microphone. It's awesome.
It was a good time. Nice seeing you, Dave.
Always a pleasure, Sam. Thank you.
We'll see you next time.